And welcome back to the Glimmer Witch. I hope you're all okay. Are we back to work yet? So we have the lovely Samantha. She lost a couple of nails over the Christmas break, so she bit the rest off. It's normal. She is my lady with the tiny nail beds, so I decided to sculpt because I want to do more of that this year. So just showing you how to do sculpting on tiny nails. So I'm using a sculpting form from Cjp. These are the pink butterfly forms. These are the salon length forms, and I am sculpting a very thin clear base first. I am then coming in with this stunning colour, which is called Asphalt from Cjp. Beautiful deep reddy purple. Very, very pretty. And we are doing a basic tapered square, keeping them very thin because she's got tiny nail beds, as you can see. And she has very, very square nails as well because she bites them. So I find these forms are really useful because they've got a nice smooth curve in that well area, as you can see. So don't need to pinch these awfully. We literally just need it as a base to build that nail on because she's not having them long enough. But you can see how tiny her nails are, really tiny. So I find it easier to put the form on as I go. And then by the time I've got the next clear base or the next nail done, the previous one is set and I can take the form off. Just stops my clients knocking the forms out of the way. So that's why I do it that way. So that first clear bead goes on to join that nail bed to that acrylic on that form. Nice and thin, nice and controlled. We're not putting lots of product on. I am dehydrating as I go. And she is having, she's got asphalt on 3 of the fingers. She has a half colour, half glitter on one and a full glitter on this one. We are using Tracy Lou's Dirty Money. And because her nails are so tiny, I had a little swirl around in my glitter pot to get the smaller pieces because obviously we haven't got a lot of room. So we get that glitter on and we then allow that glitter to set while we build the next nail. I then cap them later. So it's very, very easy. It is feasible for someone with nail beds this tiny to have sculpted nails. It's actually easier than doing tips. And this set took me an hour and a half from start to finish, including prep. So quite pleased with that. So using my size 10 Tracy Lou brush, I'm just moving that glitter around to get it where I want it to get. Now what I like about sculpting is the fact that you are building that shape as you go, so you haven't got the fitting the tips on and making sure they fit and filing them in and all that jazz. So actually it will be quicker. I'm not worried about the fact I've pinched that tip too much at the end. I'm not going to need it because we're not going that long. So that's why I chose to sculpt. So as you can see, nice wet bead, a little bit too wet actually, but get that contact area between on them side walls especially, and then angle your brush from the side so you're pushing your acrylic up into the middle where you want the strength. Keep it really thin because you haven't got a lot of room to make, you don't need a high apex, but you need that room to put your glitter in. As you can see, I am still working with my lipstick nails. I love them, absolutely love them. Now up to 107 subscribers. I'm going to stop doing an update on numbers now because, you know, it must be getting annoying. But I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Doing my voiceover while having a cigarette and a coffee between clients. I've had 1 nail client today. I've got 2 in for tinting and waxing, and then I've got another nail client in later. This set I did last night, so I'm hoping to video the set I've got later on, so I can get that up tomorrow. That is the plan. I wouldn't say there's a definite trend yet. I've only done 3 sets. I've done 2 dark sets and 1 pink one. So interesting to see what my lady later will have. I am fully booked for this week and next week, and almost fully booked for the week after. So for me, not a slow January, but I have had a couple of people move and 1 cancel, which is usual this time of year because we're all skint, aren't we? What have I bought this week? I have bought a dust extractor. I don't have a problem with dust normally. I don't have issues with it on my chest or anything like that. What I do have is when I'm doing more than 2 sets of nails and I'm e-filing, I tend to, my forehead breaks out. I get like really, really dry skin and it gets really, really itchy. And I've been saying for ages that I need a dust extractor. I was looking at one for around 230 £230, I think, because I need a desktop one because I haven't got the space for anything bigger. And I was on one of my nail groups and somebody highly recommended the Cuckoo dust extractor, which comes in at a fabulous £48. So do you know what? I've ordered one. Let's give it a go. So I'll do a review on that when I get that. Hope you liked the review on the hand dolly. I am currently looking to see if I can find somewhere else to buy the tips, because I don't want to spend £12 on full colour tips when I don't use all the sizes. So yeah, I'm going to have a look, see if I can find a cheaper alternative. But I love the hand. I just need some time now to practice on it. So work is going well. My booking app is going well. Everything is good. 2020 is going to be a good year. I know it is. Any suggestions, things that you want to see? Is there anything, any method, any nail art, anything that you really, really want to see? Please let me know and I will do my utmost to provide you with a tutorial if I can. Unless it's using striping tape, because I don't do that. But just thought it would be interesting to do. I've done a form once or twice on Sam. I've never done her a full set using forms, and actually it was a lot easier, even though she's got such tiny fingers. So I've done some following back as well. I'm catching up on all of my nail techs that I follow. Instagram is going well. Now I'm off my ban. So, you know, all is well. All is good with the world. Have to be careful with this asphalt. It's similar to a dark red or a dark black. If you get it on the skin, it will stain. So, you know, do be careful. Plus, you don't want it on the skin because it's going to lift. So coming in with my clear bead, too big for a start, but you know, we swiped off the excess. So actually these were very, very easy. I hand filed all of them. This video is sped up, both parts. I have left the filing in and I have left a video at the end along with the finished photo. Are they perfect? No. There's a couple of areas where it needed to be a little bit denser colour, you know. But I don't ever say that I'm perfect at anything, because I'm not. At all, in the slightest. So I'm now 2 years in, officially. 18th of December. I qualified 2 years ago. So this year is about getting my prices up. As the lovely Natasha pointed out on my page the other day, I'm not charging enough. And I know I'm not, and my clients know I'm not. So don't worry, that is coming. Because I'm very well aware that, you know, I'm worth more. You will notice me holding this thumb slightly differently. That is just because of where the way that her thumb sits, and also because if I pop my hand underneath that now, I'm going to knock that index finger that I've just done, and I don't want to damage the acrylic. So I'm just holding it from the top, just while we get the clear base on, and once the other one's set, I can then come underneath. But I did do these a tad long, so I did end up filing them down. But beautiful colours. Now Sammy's one of those people, we've all got them, We've got those people that can't go more than 2 weeks. Sam's problem is that she has tiny nail beds, for one, and she has very quick growth. So literally 2 weeks is about as long as she can go. And we've accepted that, and it's fine. We know that's what's going to happen. So we just do a new set, because all that happens is she loses one and she then gets one that's lifting, and then she starts picking and then she pulls them off. So it does happen. So don't think that every client is going to go 4 weeks. You know, that is unusual. It's not the norm. They shouldn't be going more than 2 weeks. That is what you should be telling your clients. When they first come to you, you should say to them, I advise having infills every 2 weeks to maintain your nails, to make sure that they stay perfect, to make sure you don't damage your natural nail. It is then their choice if they go longer than that. But of course it's nice when you get someone come back after 4 weeks with all the nails still on. But it's not what you should be aiming for. That's my preference, my personal opinion, by the way. Nobody else's. So I'm sitting here voiceover when I should really be tidying up. But you know, I'm not in work mode yet. Hate coming back after the Christmas holiday. So once we've got all of those nails, we take that last form off and we come in with our filing. So I'm using a brand new 100-180 grit file, and I'm doing sidewalls, free edge. And then when I'm happy with those, I then go to do around the cuticle. So pull that skin back around that cuticle and use your thumb like I'm doing there. I'm using my thumb as a barrier as I come round. This will look quite fast. I'm not filing that fast, I promise. It's because I have sped it up. So cuticles, and then over the parallel of the nail. Just checking on length there, and she sort of said, yeah, I need a bit more off. And in actual fact, I finished filing and I go back and file more down, because she has got a small baby at home as well. So just using that file to make sure we get that shape perfect. So same again on this side, sidewalls, free edge, round the cuticle, down the other side. If you have a shaped file, use the shape of the file to your advantage. Don't be like me and ignore the shape completely, but you know, works. It's a bad habit now, so I doubt I'm going to change it. And we do the same on all of the nails. We just file them all, buff them as we're going. I prefer the Cjp buffer, as I've said before. It's a nice shape. I do struggle with arthritis in my ring and pinky finger, so I find a white block quite hard to hold. But most of the time I can get the majority of the filing done with this one file anyway. So a little bit boring watching the filing. So the biggest issue that I have with Sam's nails is obviously the size of them. Keeping them looking not bulky is quite difficult. Now, she's never had a dark colour on before. She's normally a full glitter person. She loves her glitter. So for her to have such a dark colour is so unusual. I was very aware of them not being too bulky, because she hasn't got, I don't even know why I was doing that. We were talking about growth, I think, because she sort of said, your nails don't look grown out at all. And I sort of explained to her, actually, my nails don't. You know, I'm quite a slow grower. It's usually I change them because they're battered, not because they've grown out. So just refining that shape somewhat on that finger. Same on this one. I love Asphalt. It's one of those colours, when it's matte it looks velvety. Don't know what I was talking about then. Not a clue. I do talk about random stuff. One day I will leave a video with the sound on so you can hear the crap that comes out of our mouths, honestly. You will know, doing this job, you know the sort of conversations you have. So some clients I wouldn't be able to leave the conversations on, but some of them, especially my family, hilarious what we talk about. So yeah, trying to fill the gap while we do this filing really. I didn't really need to leave all this in, did I? I could have cut it out. Overhead view, just because it was easier for me to get my stand on there. At the minute I have a lamp each side of the cushion they're resting their hands on. I have a very small table, so I can't really do it at the other angle at the minute. I need to get a permanent setup and get a couple of magnets or something on my desk, so it will just, the magnets will hold my stand in place in the right position, because it's too much of a faff to keep moving it. But anyway, left this view in. So my tip with dark colours, especially when you're doing small nails like this, is to use it as a paint. Literally treat it, do a really thin clear base, and then put your colour on as if you would with a gel polish. It keeps it nice and thin. So just checking for length. So I end up going back and taking a bit more down. Overall, pleased with how this set turned out. It is hard when you've had a long break, and unlike you guys, I know a lot of you have worked between Christmas and New Year as well. I didn't, because I'm lazy and I don't want to. Got to have some perks to being self-employed. So looking forward to getting my dust extractor, because the dust on my forehead is killing me. And I will do a review on that when I get it. If you are a company for whatever reason and you would like to send me free stuff, please do. I'll review it. I'll be honest. I don't know any other way to be than honest, to be fair. I was going to say to be honest then, that's just rambling. What am I talking about today? So yeah, my next client's due in half an hour, so lash and brow tinting. Just showing my client my new mat that I got with my hand dolly hand, which I didn't use for the photos because she's got dark nails and it didn't show up very well, but I have used it in a set today. So I wouldn't have had to file these as much as I have if I'd done them shorter in the first place. So there's a tip for next time. But you can see from the side profile of that index finger, they are not thick at all. They're not bulky. We've kept them nice and flush because we don't want them catching our hair when they're growing out. Once we have filed all of those nails, I then wipe them over with acetone. Just gets rid of any of the dust and smooths out that surface and gives it a good base to put your gel polish on. We then use CJP's tack-free top gloss into an LED lamp for 60 seconds, allow them to cool, and then I apply cuticle oil. My cuticle oils I make myself, just because I can. And yeah, that's your finished set. We then pop her a little ring on, and the finished photos. That is it. I'm all done for today. So I'm gonna nip off, have a wee break, you know, set the table up for my next client, and I will be back very soon, my lovelies. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing, and I'll be back soon. Bye bye.